And just like that, they are shattered. All right, welcome back to the war. So, it is actually not my turn. This is Great Britain's turn. But basically, what happened in the last few turns is George Washington has stepped out of Boston with his army, and he went to besiege Albany, New York for one turn. And then the British decided to come out. They're not willing to wait for me to siege them out, so I guess we're going to have to fight this on the open battlefield here. I am slightly nervous. Oh, wait, no, these are all militia. Or many of them are. I don't like this change that the graphics pack has made. It's the additional units graphics pack, I believe, has done this, where basically the line infantry and the militia have the same type of portrait. So they actually only have 2 line infantry units, and then they have these 4 militia units, and then these 2 firelock armed citizenry units. But it made it look like they had 6 line infantry units when they didn't. But anyway, Charles Cornwallis is coming out to attack us. They actually have a decent amount of cavalry. In fact, the same amount as us, unless you include George Washington and his bodyguard, in which case we have ever so slightly more, and no artillery. All right, but anyway, let's get right into the battle here. We can talk about the campaign map a little more after the battle is over. Oh, and also a quick note. I actually did check on the footage from the last battle that I did, the battle at Falmouth. Or Falmouth? Whatever. In Maine. the battle that occurred over here in Maine. And basically, I was correct that the replay didn't go quite as the original battle did. So what might happen sometimes is if I think the replay diverges a little too much from the actual battle, I'll just show you guys the actual battle instead. So sometimes you might get a replay, sometimes you might get a battle. It just kind of depends on what happens with that replay. So anyway, let's just get right into the battle. All right, welcome to the battle. Now, the battle has actually been going on for some time, but basically our deployment zone was back here, and we've just been pushing forward to take this hill here, while the British are down here, or at least almost all of the British are down here. There's cavalry over here who have been bombarded rather heavily by the cannons that I have here on the left flank, along with basically all of our cavalry plus the general's bodyguard. So it's the infantry right now that are all pushing forward to face the British down the hill here, once they figure out what they want to do. And the entire time, this howitzer unit has basically been bombarding them. So we actually have a number of casualties already, and the cavalry is now charging forward. Now, due to being rather depleted by the cannons, we actually pretty significantly outnumber them now, I think. So we are going to send them into retreat rather quickly. Basically, a couple of units will charge in just to take out the initial units, but you see they don't commit all of their troops right away. This third unit kind of sits back here. So I actually have my 2 units just sit here and wait for them to commit the third unit. Will happen in just a moment here. Once a couple of the other units already start routing. See, basically they're like attacking one of my units from the side, but that will be a fatal flaw because then I'm going to send my cavalry in to let them have it. Not that, honestly, my cavalry really needed saving, because we are handily winning this fight. And with this, basically all of the enemy cavalry are either dead or in retreat, with the exception of one unit that's sitting back over by the main force here, which is still not figured out what they want to do and whether they're going to come up the hill or not. Now, I do make a bit of a mistake here. Basically, what I do is I take this cannon unit here and start putting it on this flank, and then I bring all of my cavalry over here as well. Basically, forming them up over here. The idea is that I was expecting the British to charge up the hill here and get shot by the Minutemen, and then my cavalry would sweep in down here and take them out. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that there's actually another unit over here. As you can see, this line infantry unit is here, and so they are going to give me a bit of a nasty surprise when they come out of the gates. To be clear, we don't, like, lose a bunch of our troops or anything, but it was just unexpected. And there goes much of the rest of the cavalry that they had left, since that was the only other unit they had. Yes, as you can see, the line infantry is coming out of the gate there. These guys are not going to do so well. Oh, and I forgot, there were also the two Firelock armed citizenry units over here as well. Basically, what I'll do is I'll grab the cavalry once I realize my blunder and have them move back over here, which should be in just a moment. Yep, there we go. This is definitely not going well for all those poor militia who charged up the hill here at the Minutemen. I might also start swinging the cannons back, too, because I realized that they're actually going to be intercepted here. I also pull off a couple of Minutemen units to face them. I was also trying to hurry my cannons along, like, hurry, get out of the way, get out of the way! Because they're about to start firing, and I didn't want my poor artillerymen to be shot by the Minutemen. Honestly, the battle on this side is already basically over. They do have a couple of units still fighting, and actually one of my Minutemen kind of stepped out of formation there because I forgot to put them in guard mode. They are going to be attacked by this cavalry unit once I figure out my mistake here, because I also apparently told them to walk and not run. Ouch. All right, there we go. Run back, run back. All right, so now on this flank, I've sent the cavalry back out again, because now we're going to attack the citizenry mobs from the side here. Ah, and it looks like they have lost their captain. And they're basically instantly rout. Now, I do pull them back, though, because I do want the Minutemen to soften up the line infantry a little bit more. But we will have the cavalry actually charge in there and take out the line infantry soon. In fact, it's the two line infantry units that definitely stand and fight for much longer. Just pushing the Minutemen forward now so that we can fire on them. And there they go. As you can see, our cavalry have charged into the other line infantry unit and has sent them into retreat as well. And I think when I get the message saying that I can pause, or not pause, end the battle, you know the screen, the one that says, do you want to continue the battle or do you want to end the battle? I think when that happens, the replay actually pauses for just, or stutters really, for just a moment. Because I believe we just got the message there. So now it's just going to be chasing down as many of the redcoats as we can to make sure they don't get away. Quite a bit of the militia does end up getting away, though. I think, if memory serves, I mean, you'll see it in a moment once you get to the campaign map, but I believe they retained 4 units of militia. I mean, not full strength units or anything, but 4 units of militia and I think 2 of cavalry. Again, under strength units, but obviously many of them do get away. But none of the line infantry, which I think is what I was most worried about. Oh, there's General Washington over here. We'll just watch him cut down some of these men up here, and then I will let you guys go and bring you back the campaign map. Oh, I think that's General Washington himself right there. Oh! Nice one, General. Of course, now they're off the battlefield, so we can't kill any more than the last couple that are still here. All right, but anyway, the rest of it is just sending the cavalry around to mop up various units. So I will let you guys go now, and I will bring you back to the campaign map. All right, so here we are back on the campaign map and at the after battle screen, which is another thing that I need to get used to is the after battle screen occurs or when you get back to the campaign map rather than on the battle map, which is what happens with Rome 1 and Medieval 2. Obviously, we slaughtered them without mercy or pity. Let's see. Oh, wait, I don't need to scroll down. I can see all of my troops right now. So the general's bodyguard and the well, actually, this artillery unit did fairly well. Oh, right. This artillery unit was actually firing at the cavalry there for a while. And I think, if I remember correctly, cannons are particularly effective against cavalry just because they're bigger targets, and they tend to, like, a single cannonball is more likely to kill, like, a row of them than it is for the infantry. And also the units are just smaller, so the more cavalry get killed, like, it's worth more, if you will. Like, if you kill 40 guys in an infantry unit, then you've done a lot of damage, but they still have 120 guys left, because I think it's normally 160 men. Whereas if you do that to a cavalry unit, which I think has like 80 units or 80 men in it, then you've killed half the unit. So yes, very nice. Of course, the cavalry did very well, but again, we're just kind of expecting that due to chasing down routers. But many of the Minutemen have done quite well, especially relative to their casualties. I think only this Minutemen unit lost a lot of guys. Well, that one did too. And I shouldn't say a lot. Medium. They lost medium amounts, especially relative to the casualties they inflicted. I wonder if these were the two units that were facing that line infantry on the left that came out of the fort unexpectedly. Because these other units not only suffered very few casualties, but also slaughtered the militia they were likely facing. Very well, anyway, let's go ahead and close out of there. Let's watch the British perform another raid. All right, excellent. So we are back on the campaign map now, back on our turn, I should say. Okay, yeah, and it looks like the enemy that retreats, they all lived. So we still have all of these militia, well, 4 militia units and this cavalry unit here. Oh, that cannon unit. Oh, actually, they wouldn't be able to join the battle, would they? Because this is a fixed artillery unit, so they can't move on the battlefield. All right, but anyway, to go over things on the campaign map, because I think the last time I left you, George Washington was here at Foulmouth. Foulmouth. I want to say Foulmouth, but that's not it. Falmouth? Maine? Maybe I should just say Maine. He was here at Maine, and I just had him retreat to Boston just to make sure that, you know, the British didn't get any funny ideas. The British then built up a pretty sizable force here at Albany, which you just saw. And so I just had him train up like a couple of extra Minutemen units and then sent him on his way to besiege the place. And as you can see, well, they attacked us, and you just saw the battle there. Now, there have been some minor skirmishes around here. I actually left 3 units of Minutemen here in Maine because they keep sending like 1 unit like at a time down here. I think we've destroyed 2 units of Hessian line infantry and 1 unit of mounted tribal auxiliaries. Just because, I don't know, they just keep sending the 1 unit down here, and so then we just step out and kill them, step out and kill them, and that's what happened over the last few turns there. They keep damaging the fishery here, but I just decided to, I'm not even repairing it. It's too close to enemy territory, so I haven't been bothering. That's also why I haven't been building up like mines or anything up here, because I just assume that they'll just raid them. So we'll wait until the area is a little more secure before investing in places like that. I'm not able to use my fleet to harass the enemy anymore because, unfortunately, the British decided they didn't like that. So they brought their fleet over here to blockade my own port. And so that's where those guys have been. All right, but anyway, I think that's actually going to be it for the campaign map. So what I'll do is I will let you guys go now, and I will bring you back as the war continues. All right, welcome back to the war. If you're getting a sense of deja vu, it's not you. Basically, this is the very next turn, and the exact same thing has happened. On Great Britain's turn, they've decided to sally out and attack us. And I have no idea why the auto-resolve seems to think that this is like a fair fight. Like, it makes it look like it's 50-50, and I'm looking at like my troops and at their troops, and I'm like, I don't think we're looking at the same battle here. 4 understrength militia units, one more than the others, and then literally a single provincial cavalryman versus this army. I think we will win this. I'm just saying, I think we're going to win this. So, let's get right into the battle. All right, welcome to the battle. One that promises to be short and sweet. The enemy are moving, I'm not even sure where. But I'm basically pushing the militia forward here, or the Minutemen, I should say, to shoot them down as they move. And yeah, they do figure out eventually that they should probably stop and face us. There's their 2 cavalrymen right there. And there they go. And just like that, they're all routing. No, really, I believe that's actually the entirety of the battle. Because now I sweep in with the cavalry and start picking them off. I mean, I said it would be short and sweet. I guess even I didn't realize exactly how short and how sweet it would be. Now, I'm going to fast forward things here for a bit. Because one unit over here, like, I was actually watching, one of these units basically gets killed down to like a single guy. And that single guy survives for an outrageous amount of time. In fact, I think it's this guy here. We're going to follow him around for a bit and watch as he does not get killed by the cavalry. I mean, he does eventually, but it takes an absurd amount of time to actually kill him. Unless it's a different guy, in which case, this might be slightly embarrassing. But I don't know, he's doing a good job of surviving thus far. Cavalry are just dancing, 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 left, right, and center. Quick, get ahead of him to cut him off! There's like 43 of you. Just turn around and kill him. Kill him! Well, one of you swing your sword as he go by. Kill him! You! Kill him! Why do you guys even have swords if you're not going to stab him with them? Come on, someone kill him already. He even turns around like he's going to fight them, and then they just leave him be. Oh, he turned around. Quick, turn the entire unit to face him. Okay, yeah, right there. Oh, there we go. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about this. Apparently, he had a lasso on the back of his, or on the end of his sword. An invisible one, which he now used to drag that guy along. Alright, anyway, that was it. That's all I wanted to show you guys, so I will bring you back to the campaign map. Wow, we lost 5 whole guys. I assume that's probably from the cavalry, since the enemy does turn and face you, even if they're routing, or at least, you know, a few of them do, and will at least somewhat fight back. I assume that's just from the cavalry. Yeah, we lost 2 cavalry there, 1 there, and... oh. We lost 2 Minutemen. They must have gotten like a volley off then or something. Oh, wait, stop trying to drag that down. You can see the entire screen. It just makes me want to drag it down. Like I feel that there's like more information somewhere below here because of the way that looks. All right, but anyway, yes, the cavalry did most of the work simply because they chased them down, even though the Minutemen were the ones who actually sent them into retreat. All right, but anyway. And of course, they're going to sabotage the school. And the port. And the mine. Oh, I see. It looks like we could actually intercept that line infantry. So you know what? Let's do it. All right, welcome to the battle, which promises to be even shorter than the last one. Basically, this line infantry is going to charge forward, and then they will die. Something strange does happen, though, where the battle abruptly ends once they start routing, instead of, like, giving me the opportunity to chase down the survivors. And I'm gonna have to check the footage later and see if, like, the end of battle screen, or the continue battle screen, I should say, like, popped up and I just missed it. Like, and accidentally, like, clicked to end the battle right away. And just like that, they die. And there we go, the battle's over. Like I said, a very abrupt end. Alright, but I'll show you the battle statistics and stuff on the campaign map. So I will see you there. Alright, they lost 67 and we lost 6. Most of that damage was done by the militiamen, obviously. Strange that we didn't get a chance to run them down. The battle just kind of ended the moment they started routing. Unless there was a pop-up that came up that asked if I wanted to continue the battle, but like I was clicking on something and like accidentally clicked end the battle right there. I'll have to check the footage later, but anyway. We have sent the survivors into retreat. Alright, so here we are. It is now back to our turn. And we have taken Albany, New York. Which is good, but dang, they have lots of like little 1-2 unit like stacks around here. Oh wow, they have more than 1 or 2 units here. Gosh, where did all these troops come from? Oh, probably from Fort Nashwauk? Or Acadia? Maybe I could just call it Acadia. It's a little unfortunate. I mean, I think I still have the forces there that I could eliminate them. But I'm annoyed at how many units they're bringing to bear against us. So we'll need to leave a somewhat sturdy garrison here just because of all the British troops running around here. But then Washington, I think, will move on to Philadelphia. And the reason for that is because I think actually that Philadelphia will be a good buffer against the entire rest of the South here, because this is all British territory here. And so I do need a kind of like a buffer region, and I think Philadelphia would be a good one for that. And so then once we take Philadelphia, we can then come back and start taking all of these other British settlements here. Quebec, all the way up to Acadia there. I'm not sure if we'll go as far as Montignaeus? That place there. That place there. Because that seems quite far away. In fact, I think I would have to take ships to get there, and I'm not confident in, well, the American Navy for now, but mainly because it barely exists. But yeah. Anyway. So, another region conquered. So it looks like that's going to be it for now, so I will let you guys go, and I will bring you back as the war continues. All right. Welcome back to the war. Now, as I stated before, I think when I last left you guys, George Washington was here in Albany, New York. And I said he would go to Philadelphia, and indeed he did. It's actually been a couple of turns, though. He held it under siege for one turn, and then they stepped out to attack us. So this is actually the last turn that they could, in fact, even try to defend themselves. So, looks like the battle for Philadelphia is on. And I guess there was a bit more to talk about on the campaign map, but that can wait until after the battle, so let's just get right into it. Alright, welcome to the battle. My cavalry are charging to the right, because basically, as you can see, the enemy are basically on our right flank. I've got a line of Minutemen infantry with the trenches in front of them, give them a bit of extra cover. Now, the idea was that I would send the cavalry out to try and snag some of their artillery pieces, but I don't think we are exactly 100% successful in that. My mortars, or howitzers, sit here and fire for most of the battle. Now, I did try to move these guys into a different position, and had no idea that the trenches would effectively just kill them. So this unit actually routes for a bit, and while they do recover, I don't actually end up using them really for the battle. Now, it looks like only a portion of their forces are coming forward, but I assure you that very soon the hordes will be here. Lots and lots of militia. Well, actually, it's mostly citizenry units. And a couple of artillery. But anyway, I actually moved my cavalry a bit back because it looked like these guys were actually going to come around the flank here, and I didn't want them to hit the cavalry. I wanted them to come towards the infantry. Our cavalry will charge out there soon enough. I think they only have one unit of line infantry, and that's these guys here. Then they have the militia unit. I think, yeah, it's this one there. I think all the rest of them are the citizenry units. Well, and the artillery. I'm not sure what happened here, but for some reason, these horsemen left the cannons behind, and so did the crew. The crew is, I think, these guys. Yes, right here. And I don't know why they dropped their artillery pieces like that. It doesn't seem like that was something they needed to do. Now, I pull back this Minutemen unit just to get them to fire more effectively and hopefully not be outflanked, because I was worried that the mob units were going to come around. So what I end up doing, though, is I bring my cavalry back out again, at least two of the units, I should say. The other two are over here. And we charge them into the mobs here, because I know that that will drive them away quickly. Meanwhile, along the line, the Minutemen are going to basically just obliterate the citizenry units. And just like that, they basically immediately shatter. Then I don't want the cavalry to engage the line infantry, so I start to pull back the cavalry here. And just let the Minutemen continue firing on them. You can see one of their cannons is starting to fire out there. So I'm actually going to send those two cavalry units after them eventually. And they're also bringing out their mounted tribal auxiliaries over here, and they actually end up engaging our cavalry, kind of by mistake. Like, I didn't really intend for them to fight right away, but kind of is what it is. See, the cavalry went chasing after those other guys, and then I told them to attack the artillery here, thinking that the cannons were being dragged along here, but no, those are just the horsemen. So what they do is they go charging into the midst of the enemy here to try to get to the actual crew, who is, I presume, somewhere in here. Or I guess maybe they're... Oh, there they are. They're over there. So they charge through to try to get to them, but they get caught up on the tribal auxiliaries here, so they end up fighting them. The line infantry is coming really quickly. Here's our cavalry here. They're going to charge in there and attack the cannons here. But the line infantry actually lines up behind their own auxiliaries and starts firing into the back of them. I don't know how many of them they're actually killing and how many my cavalry are actually killing, but that seemed like a bad thing to do. So I pulled off a couple of Minutemen units to leave the line and get over here and start shooting them. And just like that, they are shattered. As we might have expected. I think my cavalry actually took a bit of a beating in this engagement here, though not severe. No severe casualties, I don't think. Oh, except for maybe the unit that lost almost half of their guys. And as you can see, that stutter there basically means the battle is won, because that was when the continue battle screen came up. So the rest of this is just running down the enemy that are still around here. It is kind of weird how my cavalry are like getting in, almost like lining up to attack them instead of attacking like as a unit. Why are they doing that? I think I eventually notice and I think I correct them or try to spread out their unit a bit more, but I just thought I'd point that out because it was kind of weird. All right, I think, I don't know which unit this guy is going to attack. Oh, it was probably those guys, but I dare say they're going to get away. Indeed, they did. All right, but anyway, I think, well, you know what? We saw enough of the slaughter and the carnage, so I guess I'll just let you guys go now, and I will see you back on the campaign map. All right, so there we go. A massacre. I think in every sense of the word, considering that much of the enemy was just the citizenry mobs. Yes, indeed. Oh, wow, that one killed 170. Again, many of them were probably routers, but still. And no severe casualties, maybe medium casualties on that cavalry unit there. Actually, they only start off with 80 men. I guess that's medium casualties for a cavalry unit. It would be light casualties for an infantry unit. All right, well, let's close this out. All right, here we are. It's back to our turn. Philadelphia has been taken. So, since we are back on the campaign map, just a quick discussion. There's still been plenty of more skirmishes over here again. Basically, once again, the British just keep sending 1 or 2 units, or 3, down here, and our garrison here at Maine continuously kills them. Looks like they're trying to bring in some more units, though. What we might do is just have them take out these guys and then retreat back to Maine to then face these guys, presumably on a subsequent turn. But yes, basically the plan, I think I already mentioned the plan, but basically now that I've taken Philadelphia, I think it would be all right to just leave a decent garrison there, and then have George Washington start taking basically all the British territory to the north here. So we'd have him start with Cayuga. That's how I'm going to pronounce that. Or Cayuga? Maybe it's Cayuga. Whichever it is, I'm just going to pronounce it Cayuga. And then to Montreal, Quebec, and Acadia. And I did realize that there actually is another settlement over here too, but I think these two would have to wait until we've either taken control of the seas or, well, actually, no, that is what we would have to wait for. I don't know that it's critical that we take them specifically anyways. I think I need, for my victory conditions here. All right, I will need 15 regions in total, and I need to take 4 specific ones. See, Maryland, Georgia, the Carolinas, and Virginia. None of which are up here. So obviously, if we need to take them to add to the total to get to 15, then we will. But other than that, we might just end up leaving those 2. We do need to do a bit of cleanup, though, in this area. But with Philadelphia, again, guarding to the south here, we should be able to sweep through the British. All right, and I guess that's going to be it for now, so I will let you guys go, and I will bring you back as the war continues.